This
Oh, what up, Fire Mango? What's poppin', Bub? I don't know if you could tell, but I'm loaded at the moment. I am loaded as all hell. I don't know what y'all call it nowadays. Let's just say that I am highly elevated in all the best ways. What's poppin', Unc? I'm old enough to be a grandpa, but okay, maybe great uncle or something like that. That would make sense. And how are you doing anyway? Gotta react in the Discord. That should get some damn good views. Couldn't hurt to check it out, I guess. I just love this music. Oh yeah, my boy Sodas. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one tomorrow. Badger is on Jupiter. It's hype as fuck, banger ass, baller ass animation. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Sodas. I know about Sodas. I was one of those who was trying to find a way to defend him against GW when GW forced him to take down all of his, like Warhammer 40k inspired stuff, along with Sayama Peterson and all them. I know Sodas. He's great. Love Sodas. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to that one tomorrow. What up?
Done.
Okay. Yeah, floss brush mouthwashed.
Not yet.
Okay, get that done and then you're good. What do you say? You're welcome. What's on the menu for tonight? I don't know. Some psilocybin, shit ton of weed, and some fancy THC CBD drink. It was like some fizzle pop that had like a super high concentrated amount of like uh, uh, all the good green stuff. Oh, you mean menu for other stuff? Okay, that's what you meant. Oh, my bad. But yeah. Oh, you were asking what was on the menu for viewing. I didn't know. Bub, am I elevated right now? Because I was like, wait, what's on the menu? Well, I've had some magic mushrooms, and they got psilocybin in them, and at least like 10,000 milligrams of green stuff. So I mean, I'm doing pretty good, I guess. That's the menu. I wasn't thinking about, oh shit, this is a stream. Got to get the joints loose though. Yeah. Well, this one's actually a request from the Discord. This is what was requested of me by. If it wasn't you, it was someone else. Oh, it was Commander Wolf. Too squeezy. Yeah, this is gonna be long enough. I also want to play some games, so. But I like Arch. Arch is good. Arch is great. But yeah. From Commander Wolf on the Discord. The Parasites Destroying Warhammer. The content creators. God damn it. I'm probably on that list. I've been entirely out of the Warhammer sphere. No content or nothing on it. Well, yeah. Freaking, but yeah, I was just kidding about me being on the list thing. I highly doubt that this culero even knows who I am. The Archcast is just a worse Pontius. Well, no, I appreciate them both. I love Pontius. Pontius, he's the true Lord Master. Luthien is second now at best. Because he's Luthien's he's like a doormat. Just a very nice one. The kind that you feel kind of bad stepping on, but you got to wipe your feet with something. And that's how you get in the door. So it's like, but yeah, freaking Pontius, dude, he's the goddamn building. The door is like Arch, essentially. Well, he's an Arch, so that makes sense. I would watch Nelips and Pontius video on this subject over this one. The Great Italian Combo fuck. Well, I mean, we'll see, but this was a request that was done, so I'm going to see it through. But yeah, let's jump in. Why am I? The borders on my video stuff was not looking good. Okay, that's better. Maybe I'm just really elevated. Let's do this. Let's go already. Holy shit.
This is likely to be a controversial video. Indeed, I hope it will be. As
I just can't stand Archer's voice, not gonna lie. Well, not everybody is as. I am the most tolerant person on YouTube. I'm the absolute most tolerant. Also the most patient. I can claim those titles confidently. So when it comes to Arch's voice, I actually appreciate it. He makes me appreciate that I don't have to have such an accent in order to say the same shit. I'm just saying. Let's keep going.
I'm likely to burn some bridges with this, but the topic must be raised. And if not now, then when? If not me, then who? But before we get into the drama of it all, I would like to begin.
I think Arch would be a wonderful freaking voice actor. If I were to do some kind of cartoon or anime type thing, if I ever got to do one of my own, right, I'd cast Arch as like a pompous knight or something, something where kind of like his his very, stellar ego, gets to show its feathers like a peacock. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? I swear to God, though, that's what I think of. I'm like, I want Arch as a voice actor in some shit I make. It'd probably be about like I don't know, Crusades alternate timeline or some bullshit, right? And then he gets to be like a royal, like a noble, knight of the, I don't know, and just, and he gets to act like it. He's like his own lord and everything. I swear to God, he'd probably love that kind of a role. But anyway, let's continue.
In with a retrospective to set the stage. For you see, Warhammer, the reason why I'm doing this, the passion for the setting, well, it was the reason I started doing YouTube many.
Okay, maybe I need to put this on 1.25, okay? Maybe that's what I need to do. All right, let's go a little bit faster.
Many years ago. I was so excited, you see, for the recently announced Total War Warhammer, a match made in heaven as far as I was concerned, that I just had to talk about it. I wanted to be a part of the discussion. In many ways, that and a YouTube channel was the culmination of years of passion for Warhammer. An interest kindled ever since I was gifted a Chaos Dwarf Army book by my...
Oh man, those were great. Dude, I forgot about them. The freaking Chaos Dwarves? I totally forgot. Dude, look at that freaking... The bull has fire coming out of its nostrils. That's how you know it's a demonic demon thing. Is how much fire comes out of places that it shouldn't. You know what I mean?
Grandmother, who had no idea what this was, and I had no idea what this was. But I devoured it. Literally read it until it started to fall apart. A fate shared by many such books later, as I immediately went looking for more. This was at a time when nobody here in Norway had any idea what a Warhammer was. The initial army books I could get a hold of were sold in toy stores, because the people buying it up thought that, oh, these are toys for little children. Well, I'm grateful to that fact, but eventually I had to start ordering army books from England directly, still with very little clue as to what all of this really was. All I knew was that I loved the universe, and I wanted more of it. A Wood Elf Codex and a Skaven Codex were next, also read until they fell apart.
Man, the freaking 80s of it. How 80s it is. That's freaking great. With the freaking super long spike hair and a mohawk. It says rock and roll. It really does. Metal, rock and roll, and fantasy all meshed into one. That's this. And hippiness. That's all meshed in this cover. I swear to God. Bub.
And I feel like even today, I could recount the events of Athelloren's Winter of Woes or the Black Plague that ravaged the Empire by heart. In other words, Warhammer was an amazing setting and had me hooked. It inspired tremendous passion in me and many others, as I eventually discovered 40k and other fans of it too. It was immediately clear to me that this was a fandom defined by passion, the friendliest I've ever encountered, as it had a shared love for it all, to the point where today it is a meme that any fan of 40k can talk your ears off about it for hours. And considering I myself have produced literally thousands of hours of lore videos about it, yeah, the meme is very much so real.
I love that, where it's just like text bubble going all the way to hell.
But modern day Warhammer is a very different thing. It is not in a healthy place. And I don't mean economically, mind you, as GW stocks are up and will continue to climb for quite some time yet. Because Warhammer 40k is closer than it has ever been to going mainstream. And with the upcoming Amazon TV show, it is all but guaranteed that the long-cherished dream of GW will be fulfilled. This, however, is a deal with the devil. a Faustian bargain where Games Workshop sells the very soul of Warhammer in return for short-term riches. Significant riches, make no mistake. But like the Midas touch, they will in the end be a curse upon 40k. We can all see it. Fans, both old and new, with genuine enthusiasm for the setting, cannot help but notice how much less 40k the setting has become. Or
Yeah, can't really escape that. All of that to say, even though I put it up to 1.25 speed, all of that to say, basically, we should have gate kept harder. So much harder. We should have straight up made it political from the get-go, because we should have known other people would make it political, period. And been like, okay, which way you swing? Swing that way? Well, you're out. Essentially, that's how it should have gone.
the simple outright murder, of course, of Warhammer Fantasy, and the replacement of it by an infinitely inferior and more banal setting, a more sanded down setting with a much less character and uniqueness to it, not to mention far less in the way of grim dark terror. For what once literally coined the term grim dark, Warhammer 40,000 has now transformed into a strangely twisted ho-punk setting, where innumerable armies of new Space Marines, better than ever, hidden away in magical vaults, created by a walking Deus Ex Machina, march in legion strength, led by plot-twisted, resurrected Primarchs as they reverse the greatest victory in Chaos history. A victory, by the way, that was near entirely glossed over. Cadia fell in 13 pages. The entire 40k universe was upended, and Chaos's greatest, most glorious moment was simply just over in a heartbeat. Before any one of us could even blink, we'd moved on to an entire new era of 40,000, 1,000 years in the future. To call the Gathering Storm rushed and undercooked would be like calling a rotten roadkill by the side of the road a pinch poorly heated.
I mean, it did in a lot of ways, it did fall flat. I mean, if you compare old Warhammer writing to new Warhammer writing when it comes to the books alone, forget everything else. Forget the codexes and all that shit. Just the books. Just track the progress by the books. The books from, years and years and years ago are far superior to the books that have been churned out now. I mean, there's some good ones now. Don't get me wrong. There's still a lot to love. But they're more just shoving and pushing everything forward rather than progressing it, naturally and organically. There's giant differences.
And more importantly, the Gathering Storm was near completely deprived of the passion that once made Warhammer great. It was self-evident in the storytelling and how little of there it was, compared to virtually every other era of 40k, or even to Warhammer Legends, or to the Horus Heresy. The Gathering Storm was in many ways the death knell of the last passion from GW towards their setting. And hey, we don't even need to get into the esoteric mysteries of lore to demonstrate 40k's decline. Warhammer Plus is the very pinnacle example of GW's failings in the eyes of its fans. Imagine going back in time, 15, 20 years, and saying, in the future, there will be dozens of 40k animated shows. Even full-on CGI movies about Space Marines so cool, it will even have the normies interested. You could not even imagine a scenario back then where each and every one of us would not have been glued to such a service.
Little did we know how much of a curse it would be. Complete and absolute bullshit, period. All the way up and down. May your hobbies become mainstream. God, what a curse.
GW even, of course, secured some absolutely amazing talent, like the creator of Astartes, Seema Pedersen. But the predatory and straight-up threatening way in which they did it, well, today, not only are we not glued to it, but Warhammer Plus is known mostly for failure after failure, and as an absolute PR disaster. Its battle reports are outcompeted by random YouTubers. Its Lore Masters show is the shallowest, baby's first 40k lore to have ever cursed the internet since TikTok. And its flagship animated series, plagued by delays and disappointment, on top of the enormous drama of GW threatening to sue fan creators and forcing them to sign unreasonable contracts to work for GW officially. Contracts that practically all of them resented and fled within a year. Even now, in a desperate attempt to prop up the failure of Warhammer Plus, GW continues to make anti-fan moves, like taking their Army Builder app and placing it behind the Warhammer Plus paywall. And this is all to say that Games Workshop has become actively hostile towards its own fans. A thing clear for all to see as the company desperately tries to rid itself of all of us who made 40k what it was, eager to replace us with the promised hordes of the wider audience, casuals that Amazon has promised them. And they will come. GW's market cap will skyrocket. But just like 40k is now set to cannibalize the corpse of Star Wars, which went through much this precise same trajectory with Disney, a niche entity, a cultural phenomenon picked up by a larger company that pivoted to sell it to the widest possible audience. This necessitated the watering down of what was, the casualization and broadening of appeal, until Star Wars was no longer Star Wars, just a shadow of its former self.
Yeah, making everything as popular as possible doesn't seem like it was the best choice. It seems like when things are in their own niche and they're not, treated like they're all Marvel, right? As if they're all just the same thing for profit and gain, that's it. Well, it loses its soul. Loses what gave it a spirit. It becomes a corpse of what it once was. Because the spirit has been completely and totally drained. And then it just becomes another thing on a shelf. No more or less important. Just same.
A corpse to be cannibalized. And soon enough, something else will come up to cannibalize the corpse of Warhammer 40,000. And once, not so long ago, I thought that was inevitable, that the course was set in stone. But I have changed my mind somewhat on this. I think there is still a way to save 40k. But to do that, we are going to have a tough talk about the community, and specifically about those who have a unique responsibility to 40k and the universe we all supposedly love, the content creators. If you've survived this lengthy preamble, which, as much as I tried to cut down, I felt was fundamentally necessary to the heart of this video, then, well, firstly, congratulations. And secondly, if the video also reaches its intended audience, you may not agree with me on much, politically speaking at least. But I hope that as fellow fans of Warhammer 40,000, you will still consider what I have to say.
Nah, they won't. They never do. If they're on the left, well, they hate you. You're not a fellow fan. You're an enemy who is... You're an ideological enemy who is, that is doing something that they're doing, and they don't like it, right? Okay, they're that kid who is playing with the toy that, plenty of other kids can play with at the same time and doesn't want anybody else to play with it. And so because you're trying to, get them to share, well, then they try to smash you in the face with the toy. And then if they can, they will kill you and then take it from you anyway, because that's literally what they set out to do. So, yeah, it's literally how it is.
As it has been my conclusion now that Warhammer 40,000's online creator community is infested. Parasites and leeches feeding off a body that they too already know to be dying and yet are doing nothing to stop the decay. Worse, through action and inaction, they are cementing the inevitable death of the grimdark universe. This is obviously a very severe condemnation, as it suggests that the astounding majority of 40k content creators are not merely passive participants in the decline of the franchise, along for the ride, so to say, but an active and willing source of the rot infesting the thing we all proclaim to love. It is not an accusation I make lightly, and it is one I have agonized over making for the last few months, wondering if there is any point, or if it is just drama mongering. Or if it is all just pointless in the end, that I am struggling futilely. But it is an accusation I must make, lest I be just as culpable as those I now criticize. But enough bloviating. Let's get to the meat of the matter, finally. Why?
Okay. Enough bloviating. Got it. As if you hadn't already said enough in the first, 10 minutes? 12 minutes? Jesus. He's laying it on thick. He's not wrong, though.
Reduce the dozens of 40k content creators with a combined fan base in the millions to nothing more than carrion creatures feasting on a corpse they helped slay. The accusation stems from a realization I had in the wake of information I received from an anonymous source about the actions of the lead editor of the Warhammer 40,000 community site. I made a video on that, which I would suggest you watch for the full context. But the short version is this. A GW employee, Tom Mendelsohn, was writing some pretty disgusting comments about Charlie Kirk in the immediate aftermath of his death. Further information provided to me by the anonymous source also claimed and substantiated that this GW employee had been instrumental in the politicization of Games Workshop in a left-wing direction.
I mean, that says a great deal right there, because they have in their employ someone that ideologically agrees with them, right? This person celebrates murder of those they disagree with. And since they are a employee of the company, that means GW sanctions what that employee believes. There's no way in hell they didn't notice this. It's not negligence or incompetence, it's design. It's very malicious.
Including writing the infamous "The Imperium is driven by hate, Warhammer is not" article. A piece that demonstrated a fundamental lack of understanding of Warhammer 40,000, and was written in response to the equally infamous Austrian painter incident. This article was viewed by many as an explicit admission by GW that they had now fully entered the culture war, and its allegiance was left. It was willing to denounce its own most popular factions, the Space Marines and Imperium at large, as nothing more than xenophobic bigots, evil for the sake of it, rather than for the sake of survival. I also received screenshots showing that Tom apparently hated conservatives in general, all of them, and tried to get others in GW fired for their politics, along with numerous other hideous statements he made in private. Whatever thin shred of doubt about GW's leanings that remained after the Warhammer 40k is for everyone, and if you don't agree, you will not be missed article, quite possibly another brainchild of Tom, had by now completely disappeared. Games Workshop had chosen their side, or so at least it appeared at first. But now, with the revelation that the Warhammer community editor was directly behind this, in addition to the doubling down on female custodies that have always been female custodies tweets, and that he had also engaged in several in-house campaigns to actively get rid of non-left-wing employees in GW, whilst also hiring his own political comrades, well, it looked now as if the root of the problem had actually been identified. Tom has a history of actions taken to politicize 40k, explicitly so, and a clearer target has rarely, if ever, presented itself. An opportunity to de-radicalize Games Workshop at the very source. And even if Tom was not alone in this, and I guarantee you he was not, his summary dismissal would send a strong internal message that the role of the company is to make Warhammer, not politics. I made as much noise as I could about this, organized an email campaign on it that resulted in thousands of emails, and eventually got a response from GW that this was indeed not acceptable behavior, and that Tom was suspended.
Suspended. Yeah, sure, right.
But there was no official statement, no actual firing as of yet. Tom's LinkedIn page simply says, potentially looking for the next step. Best case scenario then, he is still suspended, but not fired. Worst case scenario, he is simply on paid vacation until he can be brought back in. Why would GW do this? Why would a company so eagerly cling on to a person who should, by all rights, be an enormous PR hazard, as well as a known political activist within the company? Well, it reminded me of several other messages I had received too, from people within GW who claimed that the plan was to simply shut up and bunker down, wait out the controversy, as they were certain it would not attract over much attention. Which seemed crazy. This was a far larger piece of drama than the Austrian painter could ever be, a far larger piece of drama than that which caused the Warhammer is for Everyone campaign. And yet, I said back then, maybe they are right. And I say right now, they were right, as I have seen hardly anyone else cover this. None of the lore channels, Luton, Voldemort, 40k Theories, etc. Major Kill is more worried at the moment about being replaced by AI, and, well, that is a legitimate worry for him, I do suppose. And even the channels that in essence just cover GW directly, like Chapter Master Valrak or Kirioth, for example, have also had nothing to say on the matter. Rarely, if ever, have we seen in any community such a dereliction of duty, a demonstration of a lack of passion or interest in 40k's health and well-being, as those who have built careers, livelihoods of claiming to love 40k are now standing by and doing nothing to stop its decline.
Well, yeah, why would they when it's not hurting them? The thing is, right, that Arch seems to have forgotten entirely, is that people gonna people. There's a reason why the most momentous things in history that have propelled the human race forward were done by very few men. That's because all of the rest are simply your average. And that's a fact. Everybody else is just existing. They're just living. They're just doing. They are instinctual and just base. Wars are fought by the least amount of people, right, comparative to populations. You know, great leaders, they're very few and far in between. Why? Because everybody else, they're literally just, it's as I say, it's just people gonna people. That's pretty much it. Those of us who, you know, try to do the right thing, try to do the good things and make do with what's right, we are always going, it seems, to be in the minority, greatly so. But that's how it's always been, I think. Right? Even though there's plenty of, you know, people of renown throughout history, it's still a greater number of those who are the nobodies. Those whose names do not pass through history. Those who never make a legend. Those who never make an impact or do anything big themselves. They simply either follow those who do, or they're one of the nameless masses. And that's basically it. So it seems like Arch has completely forgotten something, or at least I would think someone like Arch would have learned this a long time ago.
Worse still, their deliberate inaction and in many cases uncritical cheerleading, their toxic positivity and defense of even the most ridiculous of GW's decisions is directly responsible for the decline. As GW, as a company, will always seek to get away with the scummiest behavior it can. It is the fans, and more pressingly so, the community leaders' responsibility to push back on it. And in a time where GW can launch 250 plus lawsuits in a weekend, including suing a Battletech Warhammer mech model, clearly the community has not held GW to any sort of accountability for a long time, as the company has no fear at all of receiving any meaningful backlash. But why is this the case? And why should they? Why should all of these other channels cover this? Who am I to dictate what other people cover, after all? And how could ignoring this one case be enough to justify such a litany of damning accusations that I made just now? It is quite simple. If you asked pretty much any of these content creators if 40K is better today than it was before, they would say no. We might have different favorite periods, but it is very difficult indeed to argue that Warhammer is getting better, or that it has a bright future as a universe ahead of it. If you further ask them if real-life politics should be a part of 40K, most of them would yet again say no. And those who may not, like Oculus Imperia, well, it is because Tom Mendelsohn represents them. Tom is their politics. It is their side. And the left is ever famous for its tribal nature. And as I have stated before, the definition of a tourist is a person that values their real-life personal politics more than their escapism. Fortunately, though, the tourists are still quite rare, or so at least we continue to think. And you will be hard-pressed today to find a Warhammer fan that does not go all doughy-eyed and nostalgic at what Warhammer was, how it felt better, looked better. That's why I've chosen to run some very old footage in the background. And as for politics, again, with the exception of those who see themselves in Tom and his goals to politicize 40K, nobody wants politics, real-life politics, in Warhammer. And the two are not separate. Politics is a key component of what has made 40K less 40K. Not just in the major controversies like female custodies or the ever-present spectre of female space marines, but in the unending softening of 40K. As they said in the Warhammer is for everyone spiel, we will continue to diversify the cast of characters so everyone can find representation. True fans will remember the meme, you get sent to your favorite fantasy universe. Actual 40K fans don't actually want to be in 40K. And if the Space Marines are half as fascist and evil as GW claims them to be, I'm not sure I want them to be my representation either. And a failure to push back on all of this is the single greatest disservice anyone can do the setting, as at its very heart, 40K is inherently, explicitly, a right-wing setting. This is why the left-wing influences...
Well, I mean, reality itself has a right-wing bias, so make of that what you will. So it only makes sense, right, that something that's more... How do I encapsulate this? It's really hard to condense stuff down. But if you were to take the general morality and ethics of 40K, that's actually grounded. Very harshly so. In fact, almost pessimistically so. But it's actually closer to reality when it comes to overall setting morality and ethics at its base than it is anything else. So that only makes sense, honestly.
Are so corrosive. Indeed, it is so obvious, it is right there in the opening blurb. Abandon the false promises of progress. And in its slogans, an open mind is like a fortress with its gate unbarred and unguarded. Any element of modern-day progressivism inserted into a setting like this, like gender representation through female space marines, to take the most popular example, will inevitably, intrinsically be toxic to the setting as a whole. Progressivism is simply immiscible with 40K. And we could go on to list all of the examples, like the reaction to female custodies, or the clear tonal shift in 40k from one of hopeless decline to Primarchs popping out of the woodworks. Or we could belabor the numberless examples of wokeism destroying entities in gaming, in movies, in TV, etc., etc. But this horse has long since been beaten into submission. It does not need reiteration here, as the inescapable fact is that the left wing's need to force its agenda into everything it touches has near universally been a disaster. And there is no indicator that 40k will magically somehow be different. In fact, quite the absolute opposite. This fact has been exhaustively documented again and again and again, to the point now where ignorance is simply no longer a defense. One must ask oneself then, do I want 40k to get better? Would I like it to remain 40k? Because if the answer is yes, then this was the time. This was the opportunity to do something that might, probably even, actually matter. And it would not even have taken a political stance to do so. All it would have taken was to condemn a man dancing on the corpse of a murdered conservative. This should be a simple and self-evidently moral stance in and of itself. But GW was right. That was, in fact, too much to ask. Those with the power to change things, perhaps the only ones with that power, the community leaders, have demonstrated no intent in doing so. And thus, Games Workshop will of course simply continue on its current path, actively alienating its fans, destroying the setting, and waging legal war against STL makers, animators, modelers, and anyone else GW so much as suspects might be cutting into their ever-expanding sphere of interest. As even just a few weeks ago, we learned about an alleged attempt not to enforce copyright, but to declare the very production of models compatible with 40k that could be used in games of 40k to be in and of itself a legal violation of GW's rights. Utterly and obviously absurd, but if there are no consequences for such actions, if there are none willing to wield an effective stick, then, well, why not take them? And again, no consequences are being forced upon GW, even as, with the Tom case, there was an eager and ready opportunity to make a company capitulate on a meaningful matter. And do not make the mistake of thinking the two separate again. GW's repeated misuses of the legal system and their self-professed adherence to progressive politics have much in common. In that the politics are there to clear GW's backs, to give them safety in perceived virtue from the group of people who have demonstrated their ability to affect companies via threats of cancellation. Meanwhile, our side, complaining about increasing model costs or shitty legal practices, whilst sound complaints to have within our own sphere, matters not one iota to the company. They are planning to ditch us all anyway. So if there was to be any hope of change, we had to get a stick large enough, an equivalent stick. And here we had a golden chance to do just that. Strike them in the same way the left has done, with threats of public and very serious condemnation. And again, not for some made-up nonsense like racism, or there being too many white space marines, or sexism because the poster boys aren't poster girls, but for a genuine, ghastly, and immoral action taken by someone the company pays, tolerates, and promotes. The time to act has come, and the time to act has gone. For now, at least. And so we must then try to figure out why that was the case. So, as I have already expansively laid out the case for why to act, namely love of 40k, let's look at the reasons not to act, so as to illustrate why the moment passed, as I have a pretty good idea as to what defenses from the various creators would be. Like, well, I can't change anything, so why even try? Ye old why bother voting? My single vote can't magically win elections. The idiocy of this.
See, this is called banal evil, and it's called banal evil for a very good reason.
Correct. Change does not magically happen at the snap of a finger.
I mean, it's this simple, right? It's this simple. If you don't stand in the way of evil, take the chance of being the one to stop it. then you're standing out of its way. And that's a deliberate decision you're making. So if you're standing out of the way of evil and letting it have its own way, that's why it's called banal evil, because you've become accomplice to it. You have enabled it and allowed it to happen. So if you don't stand up to evil, that makes you evil. Period.
It takes time and effort. When I started commenting on the politics invading 40K, I was in the minority. I still am in the minority when it comes to 40K commentators. I spent 10 plus years with the constant threat of cancellation and the obvious disadvantages placed upon my YouTube career to help, alongside many others, to change the culture. And now, it can clearly be said that my side has a significant upper hand in the culture wars. But guess what? It did not happen overnight, and it was not easy. Nothing worth doing ever is. But if one never does anything, even especially when what needs to be done is so small and easy, then yes, indeed, you can not change anything because you cannot do anything. Or, oh, I don't want to do politics. Well, fortunately, you don't have to. Again, I've already done all of the politics. I have already explained all of the reasons we do is encourage GW to not engage in politics as well. A seemingly obvious and self-serving goal if one indeed truly did not want to do politics. Or a slight variation, oh, but I'm afraid politics will take over my channel. How? The entire point of this would be to drive politics out of 40K, to signal to DW they cannot allow themselves to be made into political pawns. And if this really was a genuine fear, then surely everyone would be fighting even more so, tooth and nail, to rid GW of that very politics. It is nothing more than an excuse to be allowed to continue to take advantage of all the actions that have already been taken to try and depoliticize 40K, whilst not actually having to do anything or take a stance. A cowardly avoidance of the consequences of doing what is obviously the right thing. Or, I don't care about politics. I know, that was me, again, 10 years ago. As I learned that no matter how little I might care about politics, politics does care about me, whether I would like it to or not.
And this comes back to what I said earlier about banal evil. Again, you're not interested in war, but war is interested in you. You may not like reality, but it's going to have its way with you, whether you like it or not. You may not like politics, but politics loves you. You see, you help, right, more by doing nothing than you do by deciding to do either way. If you're on the fence, right, you're in the way of someone else. You are the fence. And now you're trying to constrain against both sides, and you're losing. I mean, that's just how it works. You can't deny it, can't refute it, or dispute it. I've yet to see anyone succeed that has had the will to try. And if you are not actively opposing something, something's always still constantly in opposition to you. That's why decisions are more momentous than inaction, no matter what. So, since you actually don't have a choice in the matter,
sticking one's head into the sands as an ostrich and simply pretending everything is fine is rarely a functional strategy. And the simple fact is, we have identified the thing that makes 40K worse. The trajectory is clear. It is Disney's Star Wars' trajectory. 40K will all the individuality ground down as obstacles to appeal to a wider audience. And slowly, as the thing that once made 40k into 40k are all sanded down and sanitized, it will die. Not tomorrow, not next year. This decline is measured in decades. If the Henry Cavill TV show is great, it will take 20 years, maybe 30, before the wider audience, the people who were never fans at all, having finally gotten their bland, vaguely 40k shaped slop, will wonder why this boring, generic old thing was ever popular in the first place, and walk away to embrace the next hot thing. It is what is happening to Star Wars right now. It is what will happen to 40k later.
I think that basically sums it up. There's really nothing else I can add to this. But he's 100% right in every way. The parasites destroying Warhammer, the content creators. I mean, I'm a content creator. I mean, I guess in a way I'm still a parasite because, you know, I talk about the things I like to talk about, and then, or is that just me propagating? I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, this one was good. It's super long, and I want to get to gaming or doing something else. That's what I want to do. But you know what? Arch is right. Unfortunately, you know, I mean, nothing lasts forever. That's true. But I would have hoped that at some point, you know, it would have come back, but I guess not. That being said, this one was good. Thank you, Commander Wolf. I appreciate it. Although it's long as hell for Arch. Arch is better in like 20-minute videos or something like that. I swear to God. Anyway, that being said, oh, I forgot to share the fug. Forgot to share the shit in the shit. Marga. All right, cool. Well, anyway, trying not to zone into everything. It's tough. Damn, that thing's taking forever. Oh well. No one's here at the moment anyway. Okay, that's gonna take a minute. Meantime, Ah, hooray, it's working. There we go. That's all done. Alright, I gotta do that again. Oh damn, it's taking forever to upload. Shit! That's not neat. Whatever. Oh well. Too bad, so slab. Damn, it's gonna take a minute, it looks like. Alright, it's premiering, and it should be good. Oh, I was doing the checks and balances poll. No. I think tomorrow I'm going to focus more on slop content. Tasty slop content. Ugh. Oh, okay. Well, it's uploaded and everything, so I can close that screen. Cool. Okay, there we go. It's up. Awesome. Alright, now. I already grabbed the link, I believe. Pretty sure I did. See what Mr. from the Discord. Alright, so Wolf should be on gun gear still. Ah, no, Commander Wolf went to bed. Okay, that's fine. I'll just see him tomorrow then. Because he and I gotta work on something. Alright, cool. Now it's time for me to zone out and play some Battlefield. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Don't look for him, just push. Hey, what's up, Instigator? How you doing? And what do you mean by finally? Have you not been able to get on things, or what? What's up? Oh. Yeah, what's up? How you been? Long time no talk. Oh. Good as ever. You finally caught alive. I mean, I go live every day if I can. Me, I'm doing... I'll be honest, things are shit. But... I mean...
Drag out!
Oh, I killed him. Okay, cool. I always miss it somehow. Things are shit everywhere, so at least you're not alone. Yeah, I guess. Well, misery usually loves company, but I'm not happy that people are as miserable as I am. Where are they shooting from? Oh shit, they're back here. Oh no, we're surrounded now. But yeah, I mean, usually misery loves company. But I don't like, you know, it just...
You're a lifesaver!
It's hard enough things are like that for me. But knowing it's happening to other people, that sucks. Oh, they're still upstairs. Damn, they didn't clear it. But you know what I mean? I mean, I know it sucks for me, and my life's just shit for the most part, but knowing that other people are doing either just as bad, is, it's not a comforting thought. Oh, okay. They got. Oh no, they didn't get him. Where'd that bird go? There he is. Oh damn. They got me. You can watch it for 10 days as a reaction, maybe or not, and laugh at the bloody mess. That show link is for everyone here. Show link? What show link? Oh, they're upstairs, huh? Come on, move out of my way. Where are you guys? We're just getting whooped here is what it looks like. 'Cause it goes... I can't tell if they moved on or not. Where'd it go?
We have initiated our attack on Charlie. Objective mark.
Where is it? Where'd that even come from? shit, what hit me?
Support the attack.
Probably ran over some mines. Damn. We were doing okay when it came to suppression. Didn't hit a lot of people though. Yeah, we're getting
Objective
kind
Bravo
of wrecked.
neutralized.
Damn.
Attention, we're engaging.
You saw me first. Where are you going, dude? We're outside.
Exiting the combat zone. Turn back
What are you
now.
doing?
We have secured Charlie. We now control more objectives. Defend all positions.
Oh. We shot each other out of the sky, essentially.
Bravo. We lost control of Charlie. Bravo has been neutralized.
Oh, I'm outside the border here? That's retarded.
Combat. Attack support is needed on the marked objective. Hostiles are attacking objective Bravo.
Damn, they got us.
Attack is underway on Delta.
Oh. Got down with an LMG. Fuck.
Objective marked. Support the attack. We are attacking objective Delta.
it's even shooting behind us. Yeah.
Whoever's flying the helicopter's a fucking idiot. What are you doing? What a fucking waste. Absolute
Oh, they
waste.
were all the way up there. That's where they were. Ah, oh well.
It's fucking idiots.
We'll get them next time. Oh well, we'll get them next time.
Attention! We have captured Alpha.
Damn, sniper on the hill. Nobody sees him. At least we got Charlie. Oh, but we're about to lose E.
Heads up, there's an enemy sniper in your area.
Bravo is under attack.
Acknowledging squad leader's attack order.
Damn.
We are attempting to capture Delta.
Attention! Hostiles are attacking objective Bravo.
Our troops have lost objective Charlie. All right, our troops have retaken the objective. Attention, we need attack support on the marked objective.
They came from A direction, so I'm gonna...
Be advised, hostile troops have secured more objective.
Well, I heard him.
We have an early advantage. Mission is on target. Attack order has been set by squad leader.
Damn, they tried to shoot me with a rocket.
Enemy attack is underway on Bravo.
We have lost control of Bravo.
We have secured the goal.
Oh, I couldn't see him.
Move to attack the marked objective.
Damn, we lost everything just now.
The enemy still control more objectives. Regroup and attack. We have secured Charlie.
Okay, team. Spotted enemy rocket to your south.
Come on. Come on. I can keep you good. Don't let me die. Oh. Damn. Well, I tried.
Thanks for that.
Oh, sniper over there.
Appreciate it.
What could we possibly do, though?
Alright, we have secured the route. We no longer control Charlie.
Oh, they're behind us. Damn.
Be advised, enemy sniper confirmed in your area. Keep your heads down.
What's up, Badger? I mean, what's up, Wolf? Holy fuck, I just addressed myself in my own chat. What's up, Wolf? I saw you got off earlier, so I was just like, eh. Oh, fuck. Couldn't see him.
Fuck it out.
Damn it.
Be advised, the enemies are attacking Bravo. Defend order received.
Oh, I couldn't even see him.
I'm fucking hit.
Commander Wolf, all good. Playing some Fallout a little bit. I thought you had to hit the haze since it was past 12. You normally stream till 11 or 11:30. We'll say snipers are pretty good in
Medic!
BF6. Well, I mean, everything's a laser basically nowadays.
I'm bleeding out, medic.
Oh shit. Damn. Yeah, everything's a laser nowadays. There's almost no bullet drop. But yeah, we're gonna lose this one.
Our troops are attacking Bravo. Enemy taking sight. Green with fire. Gonna need AT.
Troops are attacking Charlie. Okay, be advised there are enemy rockets in your area. Objective marked. Support the attack.
Enemy helicopter down! That's how we get things done!
Oh, he was right next to us. Damn. Well, we tried. But yeah, after this one, I'm definitely going to bed. Yeah, I was a ship pilot, just saying. Okay, too easy. I'll hit you up when I'm up in the morning then too.
Our forces have neutralized Bravo.
I can keep you alive. Oh, I got shot by a tank.
Nice shot! It's coming down!
Objective Bravo is under
Too bad I can't like crawl around. That sucks.
Fuck good!
I tried to lay a mine and failed. Yeah, we're losing this, bud. We're losing it bad. Oh, That guy's pinned down good.
Our troops are attacking Bravo. Hostile attack confirmed on Alpha. We neutralized objective Bravo. Be advised, the enemy has maintained their advantage. We must gain control. We need attack support on the marked objective.
Oh. It was a Hail Mary, but it was going to go nowhere anyway. Oh.
There I go!
All right, our troops are taking Delta.
Can't take him. Too bad.
Shit!
Oh, that's too bad. But you know what? You know a game is good when you don't even mind losing. You're just having fun. There we go. That being said, I had fun. I really did. It was a good time. Even though I lost twice. I still got my lickings in a little bit. Anyway, I appreciate you, Commander Wolf. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. And then everybody else, that's all she wrote. Be good, be safe, make good life for yourselves. Happy holidays. Or at least I hope it's happy for someone else. Give me some little tiny bit of hope, please. Otherwise, everything is doom. But yeah, be good, be safe, make good life for yourselves. Don't compromise safety and security for nobody and nothing. Death and disaster is only a second away. Do what you can today. And I'll see y'all in the next one. I am Badger 7 Actual, the formerly homeless veteran, Blast Cat Badger. Good night, everybody.